Well, hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us on Vacation Station TV, your virtual getaway. It's Saturday, and I'm just testing some rearranging here in the studio, and hopefully, you'll join me for a few minutes just to see what's going on. So, how are you today? It's 1:33 on a Saturday afternoon in the Smoky Mountains, and hopefully, you guys are doing all right today. It was a little rainy there. I'm trying to get the screen situated. Trying to get the screen. Oh, that's way too small. I couldn't read that if I wanted to. That's a little bit better. So how you doing? Just testing the cameras out and just seeing how they're doing. Hey, Childress Adventures, how are you? Good, good. I'm doing fine. I'm just playing around with the cameras and the audio and just trying to get things the way they're supposed to be. I had some time. I took a break from editing. I don't know which. Am I looking at the right one? Yeah, that camera there. I'm messing around with the cameras, so excuse me if I'm messing around, screwing up. But just trying things out here because I can now go there. I'm thinking about putting a third camera over here, and I don't know. I'll add them as I go along. I just got to remember instead of the red light, which I'm used to looking, I have to look for the blue light. It's hard to see because I forgot my glasses downstairs because I was editing. So you know how it is, right? So of course, you know me. I can't see a darn thing without having my glasses. So hopefully you're all doing well today. Childress, what are you guys doing today? Where are you? You're in town somewhere, I'm assuming, right? You got to be, right? You live right here. It's very cool. I didn't know you guys just lived in town. Ashley's World. Tell Maria. I said, oh, she's at work. She's at work today, so I'll tell her when she gets home. And of course, I'll tell her that. I'm trying to get things ready for StreamYard. If you look up there, I can't reach it. Up there it says StreamYard, and because I like StreamYard, it just sometimes it's fussy. Sometimes StreamYard is a little fussy, and it doesn't want to do what I want it to do. But it has so many features that it. Of course, YouTube is quicker and easier, and it's right there. It's on and gone. But with StreamYard, I have a few more things that I could do, because I have like the banners that I could add to this stuff, which is pertinent to maybe what we're talking about. Like I can put that on there. And that says Sunday Stream Live, which is not true. There's no Sunday. It's not here right now. So I'm adding the banners as I go. And that's one of the features as well that StreamYard offers you, that you could do all these banners. And I just find it a little bit more user friendly. And for you guys, you can kind of see what's going on. And I'm trying to find where that one is, the welcome one. The problem is I make such a long list that it's like, oh, where is this? Where is this? I don't know if there it is. But that says Sunday Stream. And that's the one I just put up 1,000. I'm almost at 1,000. We're almost at 1,000. And I'd love to get there by the end of the weekend, if it's at all possible. That's the hard part, is getting people to subscribe to the channel. Why? I don't know. I got lots of views. I'm not hurting for views, and not watch time hours are excellent. But for some reason, I can't get the 83% of the people, which is what the number is on the analytics, that I can't understand why they watch all the time. They watch, but I can't get them to subscribe. I don't know why that says live stream. Oh, probably because that's in the title. All right, disregard that title. All right, I can't change that unless I actually restart the system, which I may do that later on. I don't know. Like I said, I'm still messing around with this, and I put that there. Help us reach 1,000 there. And hopefully people do take advantage of it. and go back to my comments. Sorry. Liz Allison, I'm sorry I didn't see you come on, and I'm really squinting to see this. I really am. Asking editing program. Can I ask what editing program you use? Like how you do your videos and put them together. Thank you very much. I use an editing program which I've had for a while, and it's called Maya Pro Studio. Maya, like the Indians. It's pricey. You can probably get cheaper ones that'll do a pretty good job. The Maya is $2,900, so I don't think you want to lay out that kind of money for YouTube and stuff. Not until you're making really good money. It's just that that's what I used in my former life in radio and television. I always used the Maya Pro Studio, and it's extremely not user friendly. And it took me a while to figure it out. And the reason it was that hard and I had to deal with it was because there were no other editing software programs at the time. And now there's a lot of them. So some of them out there, Photoshop, Adobe, they make some reasonable ones, and they're under $100. And they have a limited amount of use, but they're perfect for YouTube and this type of stuff. But Allison, it's not necessarily I'm sorry, Liz, it's not the program, it's what you do with the program. I don't use very complicated editing moves. They're really basic L cuts, J cuts, cross cuts, because I don't think YouTube can handle it. If I start I've already had problems with it. I created a few videos, this is going back a couple of months ago, and they were very intense, video graphic and stuff. It couldn't handle it. YouTube couldn't handle it. It really animated dissolves and characters and stuff. It couldn't handle it. It was real jittery, and it was just too much information. So keep it simple, but the more you use it, the more you find a program that you like, get into it. Don't be afraid of it. Get into it and learn about it. There's lots of buttons, and even on the most basic ones, and I've looked them up. There's a lot of buttons that may confuse you or make you shocked. Don't be shocked. Just play with them. Play with the buttons. And the worst that happens is you delete what you're doing. I don't suggest you put a full project together. Take a small clip of, maybe 3 to 5 minutes of anything. It doesn't have to be anything specific, but with your mind in mind, you make that clip the project. You want to do an intro, content, outro. And in the content, which is in the center, you want to do what you want to create. There's your creation point. Intros and outros are important. I noticed that a lot of people are starting to do intros and outros, and I'm assuming they watch my videos because no one was doing it before. Some people putting up their logo and playing some banjo music or something like that. I'm sorry. That's one, it's too simple for me. Two, it's too simple for you, the viewer. I don't think you want your intelligence insulted by, excuse me, my sinuses with this rain. You don't want your intelligence insulted by having simple, basic little "hi, how are ya" and all that stuff. People want to be entertained. I think that's why I got a lot of watch time hours. I don't get the subscribers, but I get the watch time hours. And I put a lot of hours. And if it helps Liz figure, if you're going to do a basic editing, you're probably going to do 2 to 3 hours per clip of editing. Now it's up to you. You can make them simple or you can make them fun. Because excuse me, I got to take a drink of coffee. I love my coffee. As you get better at it, you'll get quicker. I've whittled it down. When I first got back into the swing of this, and I set up all my studio stuff, it was taking me 4 to 6 hours to edit a 30-minute video. That's when I was doing 30-minute clips, and I was exhausted by the end. Now I can put them together in a couple of hours. If I shoot them with the intention of how I'm going to edit them, and that's key. That before you crank that camera up, know what you're going to do. Plan your dive, dive your plan. You know what you want to shoot. Most likely you already know where you want to go and what you're going to shoot. Then have an idea what you're going to shoot and how you're going to shoot it. So this way it makes it easy for you in editing suite. Because the more complicated you make it out there shooting, the more complicated it's going to be in the editing studio. So plan what you're going to do and take your time doing it. As you get better, it will go quicker. And do the best you can. Never. My advice to you is don't slap and slop it up just to try to get the hits. And you know I don't do that. If I go a few days without throwing up a video, it's not because I've been kidnapped by Arabs and all of a sudden I'm a love slave. Although that's a thought. But I think about it. And if I'm not happy about it, I shelve it. Shelve it or delete it, one or the other. And because I don't want to put garbage out. I don't want you to think I'm putting garbage out there. And you can tell. If you get to know our videos, you can tell when I really put the activity into it or when I'm just putting it together. And it doesn't mean I'm doing less. It just means that it doesn't need to have all this heavy duty editing. I just like doing it. I enjoy editing very much. It's not just shooting. I really enjoy the editing part because it really taxes my brain to be creative. And if you're a creative person, be creative. Don't let the technology stop you. Figure out how to get over it. If it's an obstacle, it's a speed bump. Go over it. You can't move a mountain, but you can go around one. Hopefully that answered your question. Yes, you're in Gatlinburg during, what is Instacart? Doing Instacart? What is that? That's a new one on me. Annette from Wisconsin, how are you? Good to see you. You weren't on last night, but hopefully you'll be on tomorrow night. But I thank you for joining me today. I'm just playing around with the cameras. As you can see, like I was telling, I think it was Ashley before, I'm trading around cameras so that I can go there, and I'm going to put another camera there, and I may put one up there, and I may put one down there. I may put one there. I don't know. I like playing around with them. And these cameras are the ones like I'll be giving away. These are 1080p cameras. They will also, if your computer can't handle the 1080p, it will also do 720 high definition. And I'll be giving those away along with the microphones just like this. We've got microphones like this and wireless headphones. Once I hit 1,000, once Marie and I, we get into our 1,000, we will then be handing out the gifts, and hopefully you take advantage of that. I enjoy doing that, and I just want to thank the people who have supported us for so long. It means a lot to us, and we're almost there. So Annette, you doing good? How's the weather by you? Thank you. I don't do YouTube just to do family holidays and the grandchildren, just so I don't forget dates and places, etc. Then you want a simple program. Let me see. Years ago, and I know they're still around. Oh, goodness gracious, they're on my shelf downstairs, but I can't think of the name right now. Adobe makes them. Don't bother with the YouTube one. It's YouTube. You don't do YouTube, but they do make one. You can get them online, Liz. You can get them for, and you can even, some of them are download directly from the site right to your computer, and some of them are under $20, and they're fairly good for what you're trying to do. You're just trying to make memories look a little bit better, and I understand that. Very good. Good for you. Good for you. It does make a difference, by the way. I put together, it was going before I left Florida, and it was before my mom died. But I put together, I'd ask everybody, give me your slides. I was using specifically slides and or pictures, not movies at the time, of everybody, just everybody and everyone that they did things, because I have my brothers and my sister and of course, they have their kids, and I got all this stuff together and put together a presentation, a slide presentation with effects. And I used some of my Maya stuff, and it wowed the family. And I gave everybody a CD. I made a DVD, excuse me. Made a DVD for everybody, and I handed it out to them. And I said, "Here's our family." And it was they had a lot of laughs because I put a lot of my own silly humor into it and pictures that most of them would be like, oh, but everybody loved it. You know, the silly pictures when you do something stupid in the family and you go, don't ever show anybody that. Well, I showed everybody that. Yes. And that says the weather is good here. Very good. Instacart is a grocery delivery service. I've never heard of it. Never heard of it, Childress. Never heard of it. Very good. Very good. You're obviously resourceful, and that's very good. I'm honored to know somebody like that. Got to do what you got to do to keep the wolves away from the door, correct? Sorry, can't watch a live stream. Usually I'm in, you're in England. Oh, wow. I'm very honored, Liz. All the way from over the pond, you're watching this? Always watch the next day. Thank you. I'll make sure you get a special shout out on one of my next videos that I'm editing right now. I'll make sure I put you on there. Thank you, Liz. I'm glad you found us. Make sure you share us with a friend. And hopefully you did subscribe. Oh my goodness, I hope you subscribed. Ozzy, and if you get a chance, Liz, go to Ozzy the Cockatoo right below there. Crazy Ozzy the Cockatoo, the rock star. Yeah, he's a rock star. Hi, Amanda. How are you? Thank you for tapping in with us right now. Just playing around, making sure everything. Is the audio clear? Usually I ask that, but I want to make sure you can hear me clearly. Hopefully that's working. If not, I've got to do some rewiring and stuff. Childress, I just shared your channel on my Facebook. Thank you, and texted it to a few friends. Thank you much, guys. Appreciate that very, very much so. And yes, we'll get together and we'll do some silly shoot somewhere because there's a lot to do, a lot of silly stuff to do around here, as you know, a lot of silly stuff. Yes, I'm using that moved on me. Asleep when you are yes, you're asleep. Subscribed a while ago. Thank you. I do remember your name there, and I think I put you on a super shout out, but I'll make sure you get back on a super shout out because you're one of our friends from across the pond, and I appreciate that very much. Spaceman Dudley, good to see you. And Ozzy the Cockatoo. I'm out thrifting. Everything sounds good. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I needed a break from editing. I've been editing since this morning after I dropped Marie off, and I wanted to make sure that I get this done. I got two I have to edit today, which one won't be too hard because, like I was saying, Liz, I shot it with the intention of how I was going to edit it. And the same thing goes for what you're doing with the kids and stuff, because you want to make sure, and if you're doing like a video of how they grew, you know that you want some sort of transition effect in between the growth spurts. Like if they're 6 months old and then you're going to 8 or 9 months old, you want something wispy and grow like, and there's lots of them in there, and you can really get some inexpensive ones from eBay. Just check out eBay under editing software. Look under editing software and you'll find some there that literally you can just put your card or however you pay on the screen there and your keyboard, and it'll bring it right to your computer. Or you can I always get a disc. This way that if I change computers, I just slip the disc in there. But if you're just doing it for the home, just download one of these that are some of them are under $10 too, but they're perfect for what you're doing. Yeah, always say hello to everybody here. Subscribed for this morning after seeing you on this channel. Very good. See, it does work. DJI, what are you doing? Why aren't you working? Ready for the heavy rain. We did have some already, Spaceman. We had some rain last night, and today it seems to have lightened up. You can see a little bit out the window. It seems to have lightened up a bit. I put the laundry out. I hung the laundry out. Yes, I do laundry. I do the laundry. I don't. Marie and I have an understanding. We share the housework, and we do it beautifully. There's never any complaints. We do all what has to be done around the house. I have no problem doing laundry. I've been doing laundry since I've been 10 years old because my mom told me, you want clean clothes? The basement's down there. Stairs are there, basement, washing machine. She showed me how to use it, and I haven't, at first as a kid, but why, my mom says, why should I be cleaning after you guys? Because it's myself, my brother, my sister, and she was always constantly downstairs doing laundry. My father says, you better help your mother out, or we're selling you. And that's where I get a lot of that from. Or he'd say to me, and please don't take this wrong because these are old words. He goes, I'm going to slam your head against the wall if you don't help your mother out. And he did it, with a smirk. My father never hit me. And he's a very good man. God rest his soul. And my mother, they were always good. My mother used to break wooden spoons over my head all the time until one day that I took the spoon. We had, hanging in an Italian family, we had this big spoon and big wooden fork. I mean, big, like 4 feet tall and hanging up. And she grabbed that and chased me around with that once. And she kept breaking the small wooden spoons, ones you stir sauce with. She'd break them over my head all the time. And I would just laugh at her. And then she would start laughing and everybody would start laughing because I was always a clown, always a clown. But I had fun. Let's see, what if it heavier rain tomorrow? Yeah, I guess we're going to get some. It's like today is like a little breather. That's why I got the laundry done, and I don't mind doing it. I can't. When you get a cabin up here, if you ever decide you're going to get a cabin up in the Smoky Mountains, it's hard to find a good sized laundry room unless you're going to spend a lot of money and you're going to get a gigantic cabin, which would be nice, but I don't want that headache. And I made that clear to my real estate person that I said, I do not want a big house. I came from a 5,000 square foot house with all the goodies and stuff. And I spent 15 years in that place. And almost all the time there, I spent it in 1 to 2 rooms out of that big house. I never had 5 bedrooms, 3 baths, and I used 1 bathroom and 1 bedroom. And the rest of the house just got dusty. And I was always a slave to that house, always working on and doing stuff. So I told this real estate person, I want a modest home, 1,500 to 2,000 square feet with 2 bedrooms and 3 baths. 3 bedrooms, 2 baths. And I don't want a lot to take care of. I want it to be in excellent shape, and I just want to be able to do what I have to do to it. And they took me to, I don't know, 50, 60 different homes. And no, this isn't the one. No, that's not the one. But when we walked into this one, this was the right one. It's got all the nooks and crannies that I looked for, that I wanted. It's not like a cabin-y tourist cabin-y. It's a home cabin. It's something that the builder lived in. This is actually the builder's cabin. He passed away. And he designed it with, I guess, his wife's mind in mind. It's a home, but it's a cabin. As you can see, it's all this, but not touristy. And I didn't want that. I walked right out of all the ones that she brought me to. Here's a nice one. I go, I don't want this. I don't want this touristy thing, because I know how expensive it is to heat and cool these things with all the glass. They have the really tall ones, all glass. Talk to some of those guys that own those things, and they go, man, my heating bill is outrageous, and my air conditioning bill is outrageous, and it never gets cold enough, and it never gets hot enough. So I said, interesting. Amanda, bye-bye. Good luck. Have fun. Have your fun thrifting. Hope you find some really good goods. Yeah, Amanda, she's sweet. I can't wait for her to get up here and us go thrifting. I can't wait to go thrifting with Ozzy. Yeah, I know it says Sunday. I'm sorry. I know it's not supposed to. I think because maybe when I was playing, I tapped into a Sunday title, because when you use StreamYard, it has all of your previous shows on there. You can click into them and you could go right back to that setting. And I was just trying the microphones out and the cameras, because I don't know if I'm happy with the way the cameras are, because as you can see, this one, I'm looking at that camera right now. But if then if I click it, I can look over there, and there's that one. I may move that one over a little bit more, or I haven't quite figured out which way I'm going to go with it yet, but I'm working on it. And I'm thinking about buying another. It kind of looks like a keyboard. It kind of looks like these things, your keyboard for your computer, but it's an effects machine. And I've used them in broadcasting before. Now they make them for here, a little pricey, but I was thinking maybe I'll take the dive and do that. Ozzy, have a great day, everyone. On to another store. Good luck, Amanda and Ozzy, and get something fun. Get something fun. Anything going on around the old Tommy Bartlett property on Eagle Mountain Theater? No, I haven't heard anything unusual. There's a lot of renovation going on and a lot of construction going on here all over. I mean, they're building like crazy. It is amazing. Where everyone else is kind of, there's a stagnant, I've reached a plateau. It's really booming here a lot. And so if you're thinking about moving up here or coming up or getting a job here, um, there's work here. There's no want for work here. And now with the new increase in the minimum wage, immediately, shortly, I would say, I don't know, 60 days maybe, everyone will be at least to be making $15 an hour, and that'll be mandatory minimum wage. So there shouldn't be any problem with people making a reasonable living. And of course, then you get your stimulus check, which, it's nice to get free money, but there's a price for that free money. And for instance, I was going to get gas today, but I'll wait till tomorrow. But my favorite gas station went up another 50 cents today. Yep, 50 cents today. Yeah. Tomorrow, I don't know what it's going to be, but it's not making me happy. Not at all. I told you guys this was going to happen. All good. Yeah, it's all right. It's nice when you have a little pocket full of money, but then when it's gone, everybody starts complaining again. And I could rest assured there won't be any more stimulus checks coming. No more. Don't even think about it. It ain't going to happen. They got what they wanted. They're in office, and now they don't need to take care of you guys. They'll give you your pittance. They keep saying the $2,000. We're giving you $2,000. It's not $2,000. It's $1,400. We already got the $600, but they keep making it look bigger than it is. You're getting $2,000. No, you're getting $1,400. I don't know. It's really crazy out right now. Tanger Outlets been hit hard by the store closures. One of my favorites. Which one is one of your favorites? Yeah, I noticed that, Spaceman. A lot of them, they can't pay the rent because the people aren't spending the money. Everybody's scared, and they're going to get more scared with what's going on with gas reaching high test is what I use. And I think I had 3 heart attacks and an aneurysm, at least one, when I went past my favorite store because I use Shell, and it was high test was medium grade was $3.97. High test was $4 something, like $4.49. It's almost $5. And I go, what? And it hasn't even hit. We haven't even hit summer, or we haven't hit even the rod run yet. Because what they do here in Pigeon Forge. They jack it up 10, 20 cents when the rod run comes up. At least they did last year. Now, the sky's the limit here, because what are you going to do? Where are you going to go? You got to buy gas. I don't know. That's because they closed the Keystone Pipeline, if you're wondering why. And they're going to be closing more. They're going to stop the manufacturing of oil and the gas. Their dream is to have gas between $7 and $10 a gallon, like in England. Liz, you're still there with us, hopefully? What is petrol going for now? I know it goes by the liter with you guys. A liter, not quite, it's not a gallon, but we get an idea. I know you guys have really high fuel costs. Gas prices are completely ridiculous. Yeah, how do you guys manage, especially in your situation, what you're doing? It's eating into your profit. Hi, Liz. What is your gas going for, if you can translate it from liter to gallon? $2 a liter. And how many liters are in a gallon? DJI, help me here. I don't know. I'm stupidy. I'm stupidy. I need to know that. What is, how many liters? Was it 2 liters? Something like that? Because it was just a little over, a little under, a little over, something like that. So I'm taking a guess that probably your gas is somewhere between $4 and $4.50. $12 a gallon. Oh, geez. Boy, was I wrong. Oh, there's that aneurysm again. There it is. It's right there. Oh, it's so throbbing. Man, Liz, $12 a gallon. That's what they're shooting for, $10 a gallon here. That's the goal of the Democratic Party. There it is, $10 a gallon. How are you going to fill your tank up? Especially you people that have all these big Detroit Chrome Mountain 8-cylinder cars. What are you going to do? Especially you guys with the Hummers. Yeah, good job there. Good job with that Hummer. We could fill that up, an 80-gallon tank. Yeah, you're going to have to sell the house to fill that up. It's about 4.5 liters per gallon. Thank you. Thank you. 4.5 liters per gallon. I learned something today, Liz. Thank you. I'm so stupid sometimes. Oh, goodness gracious. That's cheap? What, are you crazy? That's cheap? $12 a gallon? When people buy gas, do they buy it by the liter? Is that how they do it? They just get what they need? Because I know that your situation is similar to our situation. Wages are not that high and rent is high. Lifestyle is high. I understand that. I mean, it's the same way it is here. But it's getting worse here. And you got 3 more years of this. I have no idea what kind of road we're going to go down, but it's going to be a bumpy one for sure. They want everyone to go electric. We love coming to America. Well, you better get here fast before everything here is electric. Yeah, because that's what they're doing with the post office. That's what Biden, I shouldn't say his name because I'm only taking off the air. The guy in the office now, he's turning the U.S. Post Office. This how stupid this is. The U.S. Post Office has the trucks, the square trucks that drive around all over the place. They want to take them off the road because they're using too much gas and make them electric. There's a problem with that because the U.S. Post Office pays gas taxes for the fuel that they use for those trucks, which those gas taxes go for the infrastructure, our roads. So now who's going to pay for the infrastructure of the roads? And they're going to have battery-operated trucks. How long? Those batteries don't last all that long. You know how it is, And what are batteries made of? The actual content of the battery is coke, which is coal from the coal mines. So they want to shut down the coal mines, but they need the coke in order to make the batteries. So that's going to increase the price of the batteries because they'll have to import the coal from China. Bingo, winner, chicken dinner. You see the game that's being played? We're starting to align ourselves with the Communist Party, the CCP. So we need to remember all this in 3.5 years. You really need to remember this because we have the hole is being dug very, very deep. We'll get to fill it in eventually, but it's going to be 3 years down the road before we can fill it back in. Usually we just fill the tank. And how long does a tank last you? What type of vehicle do you guys drive there, Liz? Because I know in Europe, the cars are usually the small little cars because of the traffic and because of the parking situation. There's not a heck of a lot of parking, and you kind of have to wiggle your way in and stuff. I don't know. I have some friends over the pond. There's not very many people who have big cars. It's just not a country that has big cars. It's just not. We're just spoiled here. And I think what happened is we got a little too spoiled. And I'm sure they'll tell you that across the pond. We let them fool us, and our complacency and our eagerness not to do anything is now showing up. People go, no problem, I'm going to Walmart, I'm going to go shopping. And now we go, well, I can't. That place is closed. That place is closed. Where am I going to go? Where am I going to go? Little by little, they're taking things away from you until it's too late. Not enough power plants to power electric cars. That's right, Alton. There isn't. They've already proved that the windmill situation is a major disaster. And Liz, don't you have a lot of windmill activity by you guys? Don't they use turbines and stuff? Well, they found that these things barely produce a very small percentage of electricity for what they do. And you would have to build thousands of acres in order to power a small area. That doesn't make a lot of sense to me. So the government, of course, doesn't make sense to me, but it makes sense to them. They're going to commandeer property. What do they call it? Eminent domain, where they're going to take property away from you in order to put these wind projects up. Excuse me. And the same thing with solar. Got to remember solar. Yes, and solar. I was just going to that. Thank you, Liz. Appreciate that. appreciate that. We're on the same wavelength. Solar panels are made in China almost exclusively. Once again, we are supporting a communist regime. Very few solar panels are made in America. Most are made, again, in China. And they're made by slave labor. They call them the Uyghurs. It's the Muslim prisoners that they have making the solar panels for us Americans. And they ship them over here, and we pay outrageously high prices for them. They're made for pennies on the dollar. In China, throw them in the boats, ship them down over here, and we buy them, and we put them on our houses. The problem with solar is on a cloudy day you don't get. Okay, there's some of them have battery banking. Once again, going back to the batteries, and same thing goes for the wind turbines, that they have some banking, but batteries can only hold so much juice for so long. So you see the road we're going down, this slippery road, that electric power and what you're paying for now from your companies will go sky high. For instance, in Texas. Texas. I need more coffee. Hold on here. In Texas, mortgage roller. People were getting, after this big storm, they went from, and please don't hold me to the exact numbers, but it was 12 cents a kilowatt, which is a kilowatt hour, roughly 12 cents a kilowatt hour. Went from that to $12 a kilowatt hour. You heard me right. From 12 cents to $12 a kilowatt hour. That's outrageously high. And people were complaining. They get their bill, it was $6,000 to $20,000. And you got a lot of hoity-toity in Texas and California, and they're getting these outrageous bills. You're going to see the housing market go just like that in those states, Texas, California, all the blue states. Wherever there's blue, you're going to see blue. You're going to see people very sad. Won't be able to give away their mansions, because who's going to want to pay that kind of price? Oh, we have a heated pool. Not anymore, you don't. Not anymore. It's cold now. Fill it in with dirt and call it a geranium planter. That's why that's why I never had, well, when I was in Florida, I had a pool and all that stuff, and I hated it. For the few times that I went into it, it wasn't worth taking care of, so I got rid of it. But you'll see that you're going to have to start curbing yourself in the amount of electricity you use. Now, I heard the Bill Lee, governor here in Tennessee, saying that he is not going to allow that to happen. They have the power companies in place. They have them locked down, and they can't get away with this. They got away with it in Texas because nobody was paying attention. Everybody was looking this way, and they came in that way, and they slipped in these new laws that says, oh, you can adjust the rate according to disasters. And it's like, what? Stupid people. Let me see. What else did you say, Liz? They are going totally electric in 2040. No other cars will be sold. Imagine that. I don't want an electric car, Liz. I don't want an electric. I love my Subaru. Childress says they are covering the earth in concrete, which to me is scary. Of course it is. More asphalt. You know, they talk about global warming. Tell me this isn't true. I can't believe I'm rambling on like this, but tell me this isn't true. Here in America, I don't know how it is, Liz, exactly all over your place. I know you got asphalt and stuff, but a lot of your stuff is cobblestone or stone, granite and stone for roads. And here, everything is asphalt because it's cheap to make. Asphalt, as you know, in the summer or in any time, generates many times more BTUs heat than the normal earth or dirt does, right? Step on the highway, go out on the road with no shoes on. Ouch in the summer. Step off to the side, no ouch. Step back in the road, ouch, right? See where I'm going? The heat from the roads is causing, if there is a problem, is causing more heat in the atmosphere. Think about how many millions of miles of road we have that is asphalt. Cities, parking lots, stores, shops. You know how it is. You guys know what it is, especially people from Florida, or you people from Texas, you people from California, you people forever, even here in Tennessee. Go out in the parking lot in the summer. It is ungodly hot. But if you go off the side of the curb where the sidewalk is, you can take your shoes off and everything's cool. The heat is rising, and that's where the problem is. Nobody wants to face the real problems. They want to blame it on fuel, fossil fuel, and cars. Well, granted, we do have too many cars. We're a gluttonous society. All around the world, we're a gluttonous society. We are the least of the least of the problem. You've got China, Pakistan, Arabia. I mean, I can go on and on. You don't got, Liz, you don't have much of a pollution problem, not as bad as China and Pakistan, India, and all the rest of them. But here our carbon emissions are very, very low, and they want to take away everything you have because they claim you and I are causing this shift in the atmosphere. And it's not true. It's totally a lie, and you're being lied to. And anybody who subscribes to that is drinking the Kool-Aid, and eventually going to drink the Kool-Aid that kills you. Please be careful. Stand your ground. Don't let these people pull the wool over your eyes. Did the windmills in Texas have solar panels connected to them? No, they did not, and they froze up. They froze up, so nobody had any electric. What Einstein didn't think of that? What idiot? Because, we got to think of ways to keep these things going. Well, they didn't tell you that under certain degrees, they don't work at all. Which, isn't that what it's for, to work 24/7, 365? Go all the way around. Things happen. Weather changes. There it is, case in point. They froze up for how many days? 10, 15 days of freezing temperatures. So what do you do? Now, if you go completely, if they trusted completely the wind power, there would have been no electricity for anybody. Doesn't make a lot of sense, does it? Dig deeper. When somebody tells you this is the answer to the problem, the real answer is that's not the answer to the problem. You got to think deeper. You got to investigate. You got to be like the 10-man group where the ninth man always disagrees. Whether that person agrees or not, the ninth man needs to disagree and then investigate why that person would disagree. All the angles of why that idea that you 9 guys say is going to work, the one guy, the 10th guy, has to find all the possible pitfalls. And that's the way that you come up with real answers. Because, when you get a bunch of people in a room and they all have the same ideology, they're all going to agree to the same lies because they all have something in it for them. All of them have if you could only read their minds, if only you could read my mind, if you could read their minds, I'm having another aneurysm, you would see that they all have an agenda. And somebody should do a bit on this where all these 10 guys in a room, and if you could read their mind going, oh, I get a new Lexus out of this, or I get my government contract, and all of them are going, with a little cloud over their head. If I just vote yes on this, I get a kickback. That's all they are. That's what politicians are. They're kickback machines. Don't believe politicians. I don't care who you are. If you're a politician, you're a liar because you're in the business of lying. Okay? You may have started out Sweet Polly Purebred, but you're not Sweet Polly Purebred anymore. You've been bought, sold, and reamed, steamed, and dry cleaned. Oh, goodness gracious. This is what I used to do for a living, by the way. Only without, the cameras would be on, but I wouldn't be looking at them. I would be looking at my guests, and the cameras were incidental. They were there. But this is what got me in trouble all the time. This has got my lawyers calling all the time. The bat phone. Bat phone was always to the left. The red bat phone. Purposely got a red one. Found a red push button phone. And it was always my attorney. Matt would always be calling me. What'd you say? No, you tell me. You're calling me. I don't pay attention to what I say. Anyway, the weather doesn't look too bad outside. My clothes are drying. I'm very happy about that. Laundry's done. I vacuumed all around before. I'm basically domesticated. Anybody wants to hire me as a maid when the lights go out, I got no problem. We'll work for biscuits. If you feed me a biscuit, I'll be more than glad to clean your house. No, I'm not going to take over for Rush. No. He was a great, great orator, a great radio personality, and I respected him a lot. I really did. And I had him on my radio stations. And I had him back in 1990. It was late 1989, early 1990 that I put him on the air before he had gone big, and along with a whole bunch of other talk show hosts. And I knew that he was going to be the mold breaker. And I had told my fellow radio heads, radio roaches, I call them, lovingly, and said, this guy is going to the top. And nobody understood what I was saying because there was no talk at the time. This was before any type of news talk radio was out. And I was tired of playing music. And everyone was playing music. Every radio station, when you spin your dial, if you still listen to one, they play music, and they play the same top 40. Why they call it top 40 is because all they're playing is the top 40 songs. That's it. Top 40 means top 40 songs. So you're always going to hear those same stupid songs over and over again. And I couldn't understand that. And I didn't subscribe to that mentality. And I always got in trouble with program directors when I worked in other radio stations. I said, you're playing the same crap over and over again. Don't you have an imagination? Don't you know there's millions of songs out there that people want to listen to? Oh, but Arbitron and the books all tell us that we need to play these. Who are they? I said, they're a bunch of snotty-nosed 20-year-olds who just graduated college that wouldn't know a real rock song or a real song if it came up and bit them. Because they didn't know. They were too young. You need a seasoned person who knows the music from then to now so they can make a good library, a good flow of music so that people listen all the time. But they don't, they're just basically they're talking heads now. They're really stupid. Jocks today are really stupid. Back when I was in, you had to have a license to be on the radio. You had to take a test and you had to be licensed and you were constantly monitored all the time. Liz, bye-bye. Thank you for love. I'm really blind now. Thank you for the lovely welcome. I have to go and watch the rest tomorrow. Okay, thanks. Good night. Liz, I appreciate that. And make sure I give you a shout out on this next video that's coming up. I appreciate that. Annette from Wisconsin says, goodbye, Liz. Spaceman Dudley says, bye, Liz. Thank you from across the pond, Liz. Have a good night. God bless. Okay? You stay safe. Anyway, I think everything's working. I have some adjustments I'm going to make. I'm not happy, I don't think, with that camera right there. I'd like to get a little bit different angle so that when Maria's with me, we can get kind of a back and forth left-right angle. I'm on the left and then I'll be on the right. She'll be on the right and then back on the left. And I'm working on it. I've got another camera somewhere sitting around here on the floor somewhere. I don't know where it is. I hit it with the vacuum earlier. I do know that. I put it down on the floor. Oh, that's the camera. But be careful with that. I'm always daydreaming when I'm vacuuming. I'm thinking of things to do. And I get distracted very easily. I don't mind doing housework. Not at all. Don't mind doing housework at all. I was taught very young, come from an Italian family, and we were taught to take care of ourselves. I was cooking at 10 as well. My mother and my grandmother showed me how to cook. And I know how to cook, and I've always cooked for myself. I felt better doing that. I never made anyone else cook for me because some people don't know how to cook, and you should learn to even cook the most basic things so that if one day you find yourself alone and you go, well, I don't know how to cook. Learn. It's not hard. It's the worst that can happen is you throw it out. Right? You throw the pot in the pan right out the door and go get another one. But you learn how to cook. It's not hard, just like anything in this world. That's why I was telling Liz, don't be afraid to pick up some of this editing stuff. And it's really inexpensive, some of this stuff. And it's not high-end, but you're not doing high-end editing to begin with. You're doing stuff for the home. So you don't need to spend a lot of money. And some of it can be very intimidating. Excuse me. So like this Maya, it intimidated the heck out of me for a long time because it's extremely intense. It's professional editing software, and but it does the things I want it to do. I don't do 1/10 of what the thing can do for the videos that I put up on YouTube because it just can't handle it, and I don't have the time because because when I used to do it, I would spend days doing editing and preparing for when I was doing my shows. But I don't have the time to do it. I don't think I have the stamina to stare at a screen for hours and hours and hours. So I give you the best I can give you, and that I hope you're okay with that. I hope you're okay with that. I enjoy doing it for you guys. I did look at that video, and I'll end with this. I did look at that video again this morning, the one that one person unsubscribed and had a problem with me doing the video. I don't know, and then I don't know if you heard this one in it. The latest video I put up is Fall in Love with the Smokies. And a guy unsubscribed and took the time to actually tell me that he was going to. He doesn't appreciate our channel, and he didn't like the video for some reason. And I looked at it and I said, what's wrong with this video? It's got really nice music, good video, good, everything is the way it should be. But I narrowed it down to the 2 interviews that I did. I did 2 interviews actually I did 4, but I only put up 2. And I said, what's the common denominator? And I looked at it and I listened. I go, okay, let me look at it from another perspective. Let me flip the coin over. And I did. And I think I got the answer. But I'll let you take a look at that video and look at it from a different set of eyes. I know you've looked out from behind your eyes for a while. Look at it from a different set of eyes. Look at the interviews, look at the people, and look at the situation and think in a different way. Because I know you people don't think in the way that I think this person is thinking. So therefore, I don't think to think in the way that I think that you think that we all think. Anyway, check it out. And I have more videos coming up, and looking forward to doing more with you guys. And of course, tomorrow, don't forget, we'll be on 7:30, Marie and I, and give or take a couple of minutes to 7:30, depending on when she gets off. You know how that goes. You know how that goes. If she decides to chat for a while at work, it could be a little later, because that's how she does things, And that's what God bless her. God bless her. She's so wonderful. She really is. I love her dearly. She's a day doesn't go by that I don't laugh out loud, gut level laugh at something she says and doesn't even realize she said it. That's how funny our life really is. And with that, my friends, love you all, and I will see you soon. Like just not too many hours from now. Have a good Saturday. I'm going back to editing after I heat up my coffee, and keep tuned to Vacation Station TV. Check out for the new video. If any of you out there are watching haven't subscribed, please, please, please help us get there. We really need to get to 1,000, and I'm almost there. And I'll see you Sunday at 7:30 on this station here. Keep it tuned, as we say in radio, to Vacation Station TV, your virtual getaway. Bye.